Hey, welcome back to Where We Sit the Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gray.
And I'm your girl, Mei Ling.
Yo, pull up a chair, have a seat. We're going to have real topic, real conversation, real results. What is the Vibe Cartel, my lovely co-host?
I'm just happy to be back. I'm happy to be here, you and I, doing what we do best.
Yes. You know, we had some celebrity guests.
Yes.
We had to switch seats around.
Yes.
Listen, shout out to all the celebrities we had on the show. You know, we appreciate you being here, but it's nothing like the roots.
That's right.
Power to the motherfucking people.
Right, partner.
Welcome back. So, you had a very exciting week. I see you went somewhere special.
So, I went to my very first fight. I went to see Clarissa Shields.
Did you now?
I did.
How was that?
I did. It was amazing. It makes me want to go to another one.
Was it that dope?
Yeah. And for me, so I won't sit home necessarily and watch sports on TV, but if I go to like a live event, a game, a fight, I'm more in tune because you can interact and you can scream and you can yell, you can stand up, there's more involvement. It was just awesome, like the whole vibe from the time that I got there and watching the other fights that led up to Clarissa. There were two other fighters there. I know one was Perkins, and I forgot the other gentleman's name, but they were from Brooklyn, and they won. So Brooklyn was in the house.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
They brought those belts home, so I was happy for that.
That's right.
And then just leading up to her, how crowded the arena got. She came out on she had 3 different introductions to her coming out. Whoop That Trick, something else played, and then she had Boosie bring her out.
Boosie.
If anybody knows, shout out to motherfucker. I love me some Lil Boosie.
Lil Boosie, what's the vibe?
Boosie, you gotta come sit on this couch.
Sit on this couch, baby.
I love Lil Boosie because he is raw. He has no filter. He's genuine, and he says whatever the fuck is on his mind.
And that's one person that had the same haircut since he got in the game.
You never lie. He never got switch up.
Yo, Boosie, I got a question for you. Do you have the same barber since you got in the game? Because your shit just looks the same all the fucking time.
And it's always sharp. Yeah. It's always sharp.
And his son is wearing the same haircut too.
Yeah, it's always sharp and to the point. So yeah, Boosie brought her out. He had on his red fur coat with the red sunglasses, and it was a vibe. Like just the music that was playing, it was such a vibe. And after Clarissa came out, nobody sat down. You had to stand to watch the fight. But she did her thing.
So was Papoose upstairs? Or was he on
I'm not messing with you.
I'm just asking because that was a big thing. Papoose was upstairs. Where was Papoose?
He was there.
He was there. Shout out to Papoose.
Yes, he was there. He came out with her. He was right by her side when she came out. It was her, Boosie, and Pat was right there.
That's dope.
It was a lot of celebs in the building. Who was it? Natalie Nunn came out and performed. Kelly Price sang the national anthem.
Really?
She looked great. Shout out to Kelly Price. Yeah, it was good to see her. I saw on the screen Michael Blackson was there.
Ooh, mother sucker.
Michael Blackson said, I'm not going to no more male fights. He was like, the females bring it out. Like, they make this shit worth wow. Like, so he was like, no more male fights. He was like, from now on, I come to the women fights because this is where it's at. And I've never been to a male fight before, but I had a really good time.
That's dope. Yeah. Every time I hear Natalie Nunn, I think about the line that Nicki Minaj said. Well, she said, you can't chin check me?
Yeah.
Like Natalie Nunn?
Yeah.
Why she said that?
Or something about even if you bitches something Natalie Nunn. Yeah, I don't remember the exact words,
why she said chin check?
Because she's on Baddies.
Oh, okay.
She's one of the girls from Baddies. I think she's the head leader Baddie. I don't know. I don't watch that show.
So it has nothing to do with her chin being elongated?
It could be. I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. That's not really my end. Like I said, as far as that whole thing, I don't watch Baddies. I think I've seen previews of it, but I've never sat in and watched an actual episode. Like, I don't care to watch chicks fight and go at one another. Like, I'm an empowerment type of female, so I like to see women coming together in business and not, but to each his own.
And love.
Right, to each his own.
You like love shows.
So
Word.
So but she has a song. She came out, she performed with some of her girls. I don't know if they were from the show or not, but they came out and did their thing.
Right.
And that was dope. What's this guy's name from the Zeus Network? I forget his name. Black brother. I'm horrible with names.
It's all right.
But he was there also, and I believe that he said there's a collaboration between Clarissa Shields and Zeus Network. They're joining forces. So
shout out to Clarissa and shout out to Papoose. They was on trending topics multiple times.
Yeah.
You know, listen, at the end of the day, people just need to mind their business.
Listen,
you know, let people be, you know, regardless of what's going on in their lives. It really don't concern any of you guys. So mind your business, or your business gonna mind you. It's just how it is.
Yeah, but
I'm happy you had a good time.
Dope fight. She won, and
yeah, I was, you know, your lives, your stories, official tissue.
Yeah, I was right in front of the ring.
Ringside. It was crazy because it was a straight boss move. You was there, and you was there by yourself.
That's right.
Listen, y'all. Ringside, by herself, Mei Ling at the fight.
That's right.
Causing havoc.
That's right.
I saw people like, who's that girl? Who's that girl? Who's that girl?
I got a lot of that when I got there. I got a lot of that. I was just kind of like, I'm okay,
who's
you know,
that
like
girl?
Yeah, everybody wanted to know, like,
who is she?
Yeah,
she's the boss.
Yeah,
she's Miss Mei Ling.
Big things are going.
She's where we sit the podcast.
That's right.
Listen, they got to get it right. But I'm happy you had a great time.
Yes,
it's nothing like me time, get away, unwind, let your hair down, you know,
when
take your makeup off.
Something, sometimes you just got to get up and go and make it happen. You can't always wait on people. Sometimes timing doesn't align, and you know, it is what it is. But I just feel like life is short, and who else to spend time with other than you? Like, you have to get familiar with, you know, who you are.
Absolutely.
And so I'm very comfortable in my skin. I love myself, and I feel like, who's going to treat me better than me? You know,
Facts.
I'm always going to spoil me and buy me what I want.
And you know Mr. Gray love you.
You
know Mr. Gray love you. Don't even act up. Don't even act up.
I do.
But we have a very interesting show for all the viewers. And this is going to be I love this topic. I love this topic. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them are going to love it. So there's a digital dating war going on right now. Okay. So we have women that are posting men in groups secretly, right? We have an app called The T where women review men anonymously. So is it protection or is it public execution?
Okay.
Then we have a group called Are We Dating the Same Man? Which is a very big group. It's a private group, Facebook group. Are just all women. All the major cities have it. New York, Chicago, LA. And what they do is they just post about the men that they are dating.
Wow.
You ready to dig into this?
Yeah.
You ready to dig into this?
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
I don't know how I actually feel about that, because I don't know. Like, I think that I'm old school with a lot of things. And the way the world is, like, so much has changed, you know, like we spoke about, you know, previously with technology and all of these sorts of things, that they have apps out now that you can find. Like, I feel like if I'm going to do investigating, I got to get paid for it.
Right.
Sign me up with the FBI, the CIA.
Right.
Like, make me a detective. I'm not doing research on a person that I'm dating. Like, I'm just not going to that extreme. I don't want to research a guy. And I understand, because a lot of guys are out here doing a lot of double living, you know, they live in double lives. You know, they having a lot of things going on. They having someone here and someone there. But I just firmly believe, like, you know, I put my cards on the table, and I'm going to let you know what it is that I want and what I'm looking for. And then I feel like we date from there. And I feel like there's signs, you know, there's ways to tell or whatever. But I'm just not going as far. And don't get me wrong, I see a lot of stuff out there. Like, I've read guys that were dating two women for years at a time, was getting ready to get married to one and left and went and married somebody. Like, this shit is weird out here.
But let me ask you a question.
I get it, but
why is there a need for these groups and these apps?
Because I think that people are tired of getting bamboozled. I guess that people don't want to waste their time. I just want you to be honest with me. Like, if this is what you're looking for and this is what you want, if you want a monogamous relationship, or if you're looking for marriage, if you're looking for love, or if you're just looking for somebody to have fun with, let it be known, you know. But the fact that a lot of men play games, or women, and, you know, they're not upfront and honest about what it is that they're looking for. You're dating multiple people, and then it's like, you know, they enter these chats, they put your name in, they you know, they research you, and then they find out that you got a relationship over here, a relationship over there, and now you're busted. But
listen, women are naturally detectives. The bottom line is that.
This is true.
Okay, so yeah, it's nothing worse than a woman's intuition. Fellas, you know what I'm talking about, right? A woman's intuition would give you guys all you need to know. Why do you need another woman, an ex, someone who is scorned, bitter, to give you advice on the person that you are dealing with today?
I'm not speaking to an ex about somebody that I'm dealing with. I feel like you're old news, and that's just that. Like, we're going to leave it where it is, because you're ex for a reason, and everybody has their story and their history and their relationship of maybe why you two didn't work, but I'm not you.
Exactly.
So I can't go off of what didn't work between you two and base that on my relationship that I have with this person today, or even take that into account of why things didn't work with. I'm just not doing that.
But it's what's so interesting about this group. The moment you post something negative, it goes viral.
That's life.
When a woman goes in there and be like, that's not true, et cetera, they get booted out the group.
Right.
Because it seemed like the social media world,
they love negativity, drama.
Negativity and drama.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right? So now, my question to you.
We witnessed that, yes.
I witnessed it all the time.
Yes.
You know, people thrive off negativity and drama. Anything positive, I don't want to watch this. Right? So some of these groups have numbers. I'm talking about millions of people. Right? Depending on the city. So New York has 1 million plus women in this group. The odds of you dealing with someone that another woman has dealt with is great.
Absolutely.
It's great. Especially you guys share the same experiences, frequent the same restaurants. Of course, you're going to deal with someone who has dealt with this person before, especially if the person is outside. So my question from a woman's perspective, please elaborate, turn a little light on for me. A woman that is scorned, bitter, mad that this person left her, goes on this website, slander this person, and a woman reads it, and now she's acknowledging the fact that she read this, and now she's dealing with the guy completely differently. Does that make sense?
No.
So what advice would you have for the women that are in this group, on these apps? What advice would you give them?
You have to see for yourself. You have to base things on your own experience.
Right.
You know what I mean, with this person, because every situation or every relationship is not the same. Every person is not going to get the same version of a person. You know what I mean? So maybe something that person did in a previous relationship or didn't do is what made their relationship possibly go south or not.
Absolutely.
So now you're dealing with somebody totally different. It's a totally different experience, you know? It's just like if you frequent a restaurant, every time you go to that restaurant, you're not going to get the same experience. You've ever gone somewhere and ordered a meal and it was great, and you went in there and ordered it one day and it tastes off, it tastes funny, and you're like, wait a minute, the regular chef is not here tonight, something's off, it doesn't taste the same.
Right.
You're not going to get the same experience.
Right.
You know, so I just feel like you have to see for yourself.
And check this out. There's major lawsuits. So in Chicago, it was a man who filed the lawsuit against 25 women, right, for slandering his name, right, defamation of character. And in another city, another lawsuit was filed. So I don't think it's fair to a man that a woman could just be hurt, could be butthurt.
Right.
That he either ghosted her, had zero interest in her, and decided to move on. Now she has how do we say this? She's vindictive to try to slander this man's name, and I don't think that's right.
I don't think so either, and it's just the space that I'm in my life today.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes you just have to let it be. Let go and let God. Like, if the person did you wrong, they're going to have their karma at some point in time in the future. But you got to let it go, because how you handle a situation now is going to in turn turn around and be your karma. So because you did me wrong, or because you hurt me and now I'm scorned, but I turn around and do X, Y, and Z to you. Like, the cycle just it continues. I feel like in a relationship, I know as long as I gave you my all, I gave you the best that I could, and I was the best version of myself that I possibly felt I could have been, and things didn't work out, I just have to let that go and keep, pushing forward. And I feel like because I was good to you in that relationship, I feel like that will come back tenfold.
Okay.
So that's just what I base it on. It's just like how it's just like the famous, it just goes back to the beginning of time. Do unto others as you want done unto you. Yeah. You treat a person good and it doesn't work out, it's fine. That good is still going to come back around to you. You just got to wait your turn. That may not have been your person. And this is what people fail to realize. It may not have been your person. As much as you love this person and wanted to be with them, if it was meant to be, it would have been. So the fact that it's not, you have to take that as a sign and let it go. And I think this is what people have a problem with, letting go. Let it go.
Move on.
Let it go.
So would you post anybody in these groups? Would you post anybody?
No, I don't even know what this is how so far gone from this shit I am. I don't even know what these groups are that you're talking about. I've never visited. I've never looked on a website. I don't even know where to start to look for any of these groups, or to ever even post a person to check to see if they're dating other people, or to post. I'm not doing that to myself. And then if he pops up, now what? Now you got to confront this person and be like, oh, I put your name into this app and it came up that you're dating. Like, what?
Yeah.
You're looking into me like you're invested? Hell no. I'm not doing all that. Like I said, I'm a firm believer, whatever's done in the dark comes to the light. Yeah. You can't hide your shit forever. It's going to eventually come out. And when it does, you just missed out on a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my value. And
a man would never do that. See,
Hold on.
We had this conversation on another episode.
What?
We had this conversation on another episode.
Yeah, just like men don't snoop.
Okay, we don't.
You did. That's a lie. Because even some men in the comments disagreed with you.
But listen, so check this out. You don't see a man run into social media after a breakup.
No.
So now you can tell a woman when she's going through a breakup, and you can tell when a man is going through a breakup. Let me explain. When a woman is going through a breakup, men ain't shit. I'm on my solo journey. I'm on this. I'm on that.
Some women.
Some women that you can tell by that, some right? Mm-hmm. When a man is going through a breakup, the man is dealing with it in silence. Mm-hmm. He's working on his finances.
Sometimes.
He's in the gym. He's working on himself to become a better version of himself. Women deal with breakups very loudly. Men deal with breakups internally. Not saying that
Mr. Gray, I have seen men online posting about their breakups and their relationships. So please do not do that. That is not true.
Tag me in the next one you see.
I'll definitely, I will.
Tag me in the next one you see.
I'm going to find one as soon as we finish recording today, because that is absolutely far from the truth. Men do as well, because a lot of these men out here are more emotional creatures than women.
Okay.
They're more emotional than men are. I mean, than women are.
So a breakup, I will say this. Breakups for men are more harder than breakups for women.
I will say that breakups are different, because I feel like in the beginning of a breakup, yes, a woman is more emotional. She cries, she hurts, she takes her time, she's in the dark, she's, maybe not loses the appetite and things of that sort. Well, men are out living their best life and doing what they're doing, right?
You think so?
But then, listen, you guys are out. Life doesn't stop.
I got to readjust myself for this one.
You still going to work. You still hanging out with your guys. You still on, PS5. You still going to shoot hoops. You still going to do all the guy things that you still do, as far as whatever pertains to your lifestyle, right? And women go through, like I said, a more emotional time with a breakup. But then I want to say like maybe a month or two where a woman is starting to get back into herself. She's getting her nails done. She's getting her hair done. She's starting to feel better. She may start going back to the gym. She's eating healthier. She's pouring into herself now, because sometimes in relationships you lose yourself. You're not doing all the necessary things you would do in a relationship because you have your person that you're concerned about and their lifestyle, your lifestyle, and then life and whatever else may be going on. So sometimes you lose yourself. But to draw back in after that relationship is over, you say, you know what, I need to start pouring back in and focusing on the things I need to focus on. Whereas now, a month or two in, a man is sitting back and he's thinking like, dag, like, did I really mess up on a good thing? Like, I wonder what she's doing. And now those days.
How long you said that would take?
Possibly like a month or so.
A month. So you're saying that it takes a man a month later to realize that he missed out on something good.
A month or so, possibly. Because like I said, the first couple of weeks, it's not hitting you because you're still going on and doing what you have to do. Whereas it's different for us.
Fellas, I got y'all. Don't worry. I got y'all. Don't worry.
Anyway.
Let me explain something to you. Let me tell you why that breakups is harder for men, right? Because when we're in a relationship with a woman, not only is she our lover, she's our friend, she's our best friend, she's our confidant. We tell you everything that's going on in our lives, rather good, bad, or indifferent. You know about all the history that we went through. Right? But y'all have more of a support system than men have. Okay? So throughout the whole relationship, your girl knows everything that's going on. Everything that's going on in the relationship.
And you don't tell your guys what's going on?
Men don't really dig into relationships as much as women.
This is a lot. I know guys that do it. But
hold on. But let me explain something to you, Linda. Listen, Linda. Okay? I need you to listen to listen versus listen to respond, my beautiful co-host. What I'm trying to explain to you is this. Your support systems are more stronger than a man's support system, okay? So when we're in a relationship, the woman becomes our everything. You are everything. You are our therapist, our lover, our partner in crime. We put so much into these relationships. So when the relationship fails, we really do feel lonely. Like we're by ourselves. Like we don't have no one like that anymore, because men don't really vocalize as much as women do, right? You have more of a support system. So after the relationship, the same support system that was there when things were great, that was there when things were terrible, they're still going to be there when things break up. The fellas don't have that. So we have to rebuild ourselves. So to go back to what my lovely co-host said, that we out there playing ball, we're doing this, we're living our best life, we hitting the club, we're doing this, we're doing that. No, it's a lot of self-reflecting going on, baby girl. And we're saying to ourselves, damn, did I fuck this up? Did I miss out on a good thing? And you know that on this little social media experience, oh my God, everything reminds me of him. Yeah, I know, you know what I'm talking about. We go through the same exact things. So how dare you say that it affects us differently?
Well, like you said, instead of listening to respond, I let you talk and I listened.
Thank you.
But like I said, I had different experiences with the men that I know, because I know a lot of men that have support systems. I know a lot of men that are very vocal about their situations. I have male friends that are on my line when things are going left with their lady friends, and I get the ends of things. So this is why I say, okay, you know what I mean? Because I have a lot of male friends, I have brothers and things of that sort, like I said, that are on my phone, and I hear what goes on and I see what goes on. So this is where my input is coming from as far as a man is concerned.
You know why?
So now you're going to tell me why for something that you said that men don't do.
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because you're not your typical woman. You're not a typical woman. And what I mean by that, you don't lead with emotions. You lead with logic. That's rare in this day and age. So when one of your guys, I mean, I call you all the time. I'm not going to get emotional. I call you all the time. You're funny. But I'm looking for a logical response. So when you have someone that's able to separate the emotions from logic, you know, you're going to have a lot of fellas running to you to get advice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, listen, you're dope. You're a dope ass chick.
Okay.
So, you know, and your advice is be on point.
I just wanted to share that I am on both sides of the fence with things. So I do know men that do this. I'm not just speaking from a woman's perspective or what I think goes on. I'm telling you from what I experienced.
Okay.
So I just wanted to be clear with that.
Men don't run to T-apps and Are We Dating, whatever website it is, to get confirmation on a woman.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
I've had a I've had a past, you know, someone who did these things.
Okay.
I've had my car. How do you call it?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the one telling the story.
How do you know? What is it when they trace your car?
I don't know. You tell me. You're telling the story.
When they put a tag on your car to see your location.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it's called, but yes, I had someone do that to me before. Trace my car, see where I was going.
Were you still together?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not after a breakup.
Yeah, but we were kind of on the way of being out of things.
Okay.
He was being weird. I had someone hide in the bushes before.
In the bushes?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I had someone hiding in my mother's
bushes. It's like some
bushes.
Simpson shit.
In my mother's bushes.
Was he like submerged? Was he submerged in the bushes, or he was just?
I seen him, and I'm telling my cousin Smiley, and I'm like, girl,
this dude was in the bushes.
He's in the bushes, and she like, no, he not. And I'm just like, oh my god, like I know what I'm talking about. She went, and he caught himself trying to jump out of the bushes and run through the house on the corner and take off and go running. But by the time she got to the corner, it was shorter to get to the corner than it was to get down the block. So when she turned the corner, she started calling his name because she seen him running down the block. And I'm just looking at her and I'm like, didn't I tell this fucking girl that he was out in the bush? She calling him like, come back. And I'm just like, I just shook my head and went in the house. I was like, you can't make this shit up.
So who you think hurts more in a relationship?
No, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Have you ever been on a chat? What's it called? I said chat GTP. What is this website where they looking for people? You ever been found on one of those websites?
Have I ever been posted on? What's the name of the website?
AIG, whatever you said. I don't know. I don't go on that shit. But have you ever been on there?
So I just got word that I was actually posted.
You got word? Wait.
I got word.
Wait.
I got word.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How did you get word?
Okay. So let me explain something.
That you was on there.
Hold on.
Yeah,
you want me to talk to you or the camera?
Either or.
Which one you want to
talk to the people.
Talk to the people. All right. So check this out, ladies of this group. Okay. You got to understand, like, there's women in that group that don't really necessarily agree with what you guys are doing to these men out here. Power to the motherfucking people.
Wow.
So I got screenshots. You know y'all famous for screenshots, right?
Yeah. Everybody screenshots, so don't try it.
Men don't screenshot.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Men don't do anything. Okay, anyway.
Men don't screenshot. So I was posted in this group. Can you believe this shit?
I want to know, like, so they posted you, because I don't know how the website works. So it's like, is it like Facebook, or like you post a picture and you say, this is Mr. Gray, I'm dating him, I want to know if anybody else is dating him. So now your picture's on the website and the question is there and people could look and see and comment?
It wasn't.
How does it work?
It wasn't, okay. They didn't use it in that content. They used it as, let me tell you about this man.
Okay.
So it was like,
they posted your picture.
Posted my picture, me. Listen, check this out. You posted me. Listen, you posted me. Wild. You posted me in this Are We Dating the Same Man group, right? You could have picked a better fucking picture. You could have picked a better picture. Listen, I send you a better picture. You know what I'm saying? And just post it. So
then they were talking shit about you.
Oh, they was dogging me.
And so were other women commenting, like chiming in?
Well, the screenshot didn't go that far. But it was women like, oh, yeah, I know this type of man. Not me per se.
Right.
I'm not out there in the streets like that.
Right, but they know your type.
They know my type. What you mean?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
What you mean?
You said they know your type. Okay, so they know your type now.
Well, I mean, it was, first of all, it was a bunch of bullshit. It was a bunch of bullshit. And
does it show the person who posted it?
It's anonymously.
Oh, because I was going to say, does it show you who did this?
It's anonymously. If you that fucking ballsy to post in this group, why are you posting anonymously?
Word, because I would post my name like, listen, this motherfucker ain't shit.
Listen.
I said it. No.
It's like, you know, you big shit, talking all this shit about a man on these apps and even a T app. Post who it came from. Oh, you because just like the dude in Chicago,
she don't want to get sued.
Filing these damn lawsuits.
Defamation of character.
Defamation of character. So speaking of that, raising these young men, because you're a boy mom.
Yes.
How would you feel if your son was posted in one of these groups?
Ooh. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it. I would feel, you know, this is one thing, right? At the end of the day, I try to raise my boys with principles, morals, and values. You know, I always teach them to respect women. Okay. I always teach them to be honest and transparent and upfront with the person, and to never treat someone the way you wouldn't want to be treated. And always remember that this is someone's daughter, you know, and you got to consider the fact that someday that you're going to have kids and you don't ever want somebody to treat your child. And then always remember too that you have a mother, you know, and you would never want me to date a man and have a man handle me, because my youngest feels like, listen, you could just stay single for the rest of your life. I'm okay with that. Like, I don't want you with anyone. My oldest is more so like, Ma, listen, whatever makes you happy, you know, as long as he treats you good or whatever the case may be, I'm happy. But the youngest is more like, you know, he's a little more stubborn. But I always try to teach them, you know,
that's
like I said,
right there. That's one fly dude. What up, son? What's the vibe?
I always try to teach them the, you know, the basics or whatever have you. And even, you know, they both have ladies in their lives, and I try to, you know, when they do ask, I don't pry in their relationships, or when they come to me, you know, I try to give them certain advice, you know, because I like both of their ladies. You know, I think that they're great women, you know, but you know, I just always want them to handle people with respect, and just always keep in mind, like I said, handle somebody the way you would want somebody to handle you. If you're over a relationship, or if you no longer want to be transparent, you know, communicate and be upfront and honest, so that you don't hurt someone, you know.
But listen, it comes with the territory.
It does.
It comes with the territory. Every relationship is not going to have a fairy tale ending.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, and every relationship doesn't have the key elements to be a successful relationship, right? And a lot of people today, myself included in the past, got into these relationships for all the wrong reasons. Now, I take responsibility for that. But when the relationship was over, I wasn't a bitter man.
Right.
I wasn't walking around like it's her fault that my world is fucked up. But a lot of women are going through this. So if you've seen that one of your sons was posted in one of these groups, like, how would you feel if he came to you and said, Ma, look what this woman said about me?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just one person's, you know, feelings or opinion or whatever the case may be. I mean, they're not opinion, their experience. I would hope no one would ever take it there to that extent, to put it on an app or
a group,
and then to continuously, you know, kick my son's back in. But if it did happen, you know, I would just, you know, I wouldn't be happy about it. But what could I really do, you know? But to just, you know, school my son and try to, you know, guide him so that his next experience is different, you know, or he handles it differently. Because like I said, what brings you to this point that you want to post these things? Like, as a woman, like I said, if a situation ends at the age that I'm at now, I'm not going to a website or a page to drag another human being, or to put them down, or to speak negatively and warn other people, because his next woman could be his wife, possibly, because it's not our situation. What didn't work for us may work for his next relationship. You know what I mean? And that may become his wife. So why would I drag? And because now I seem like the bitter one when he meets the next one and wife's her, and it's like, well, what was wrong with you? Because this didn't work, but then he got somebody else and she loved him to death. They're married now. So I'm just not doing that. You know, I just don't feel in my spirit that I need to go. I take everything with a grain of salt. I feel like it wasn't the fact that even if I'm hurt, I'm not going to sit up there and act scorn over it. I'm just going to take it for what it is.
Yeah.
I can talk about my past experiences and some of the things that I went through, but why should I? Only thing I'm taking it for now is experience. That was an experience. It was a lesson. And what the fuck did I learn from it? What could I take from this going forward so that my next situation, I know what to look out for. I know the signs to look for. I know what to do and what not to do so that I don't make the same mistakes again. What could I take from that? And this is what people need to do. You need to take from your experiences and try to do things differently or learn from it so that it doesn't happen again. But all of that that takes too much time and energy. It's like carrying baggage over your shoulder. I ain't got
After a while, you get tired of carrying that baggage.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been very transparent on the show so many times.
Mm-hmm.
And I made it very clear, like, I wasn't always a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't always have it figured out.
Right.
I wasn't always the best version of myself for the women that I was dealing with. And I also said that men don't mature until they hit their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So ladies, I'm sorry if I deal with you in my 20s, my 30s, I was still trying to figure shit out, right? So you can't hold that over my head. So you think it's protection or you think it's surveillance? What do you think it is? Like, would you want your daughter to have access to this type of information before she deals with somebody?
Nah, I just no.
Right.
No, it's just too much.
It's
just too much. It's just like if you meet a person. This is how I think of it. It's just like you meeting a person and you say, you know what? I want to talk to your ex because I want to know what why y'all broke up. I want to hear her experience or what's her side of things on why she felt things didn't work out. Like what?
Yeah.
That's what that basically is. Your ex or somebody that you dealt with from your past is on social media, online, on the internet, spewing about you. And what they didn't like or what went wrong. But my whole thing is nobody's perfect. So my thing is at the end of the day, maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it could have been her.
Absolutely.
Maybe she didn't have her shit together. Not all women do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what are you taking accountability for the relationship? Because I know in my past, there are things that I didn't do properly in a relationship. I can take accountability for those things. And this is why I'm at the level or the stage of my life that I'm in now, because I look back at those past relationships and I said, you know what? Thank God for growth.
Right.
Thank God that I can actually sit and I can dissect that relationship and say, okay, due to my common sense and my knowledge that I have, I knew that wasn't right and I shouldn't have did that. And he shouldn't have responded or reacted or whatever the case may be. But that was his response to how I acted. You can't warrant a person's response to you when you be. So it just was a back and forth thing. But I was able to sit back and dissect and say, you know what? Okay, going forward, I would never do this. Like, to be honest with you and to be transparent again, I used to be the type of woman that, you know how they say the same water hardens the egg, softens the potato?
Yes.
I used to be the egg, because for so long I felt like in my relationships, even though I was with a man, I still had to be dominant. I still had to, I had kids at a young age. So for women, it's different. Like, we know what we got to do and we set out for it. Yeah. I got to get a career job. I got to get some stability. I got to get a place. I got to get this. I have to do that. I have to buy a house for these kids. They need this. They need that. They need cut. So we snap into mommy mode. You know what I mean? We snap into these protectors and we know what we have to do. Now, if you don't have a strong man by your side that knows his role and y'all pulling together, then the responsibility falls on you as a woman. And we can go into that. It's a whole nother ball game.
Episode.
Right. But my point is, with all of that being said, we snap into character. And so sometimes when you're in a relationship and you don't necessarily have a man that's on the same page, or you're in a relationship in different relationships, sometimes you find yourself dominant because it's like, excuse me, even as a man, you may not know certain roles that you have to play.
And that's learned. You learn that.
You don't know certain roles. So it's like, I'm telling you what needs to be done in the household. So instead of you leading as the man, I'm the woman, but I got to tell you what needs to be done in the household. And it's just like, if I got to tell you what to do, like, come on. And it made me become more dominant because it's like, even though I have a man here, I still got to lead you and tell you what to do as a man. And it made me feel like, what am I doing here? And so with that being said, me feeling more dominant in my relationship, it just made me react, and it made me an ugly person, because now I would say and do things to this person because it's like, you don't even know what the fuck to do as a man. Like, I got to tell you, this is what you got to do. That's what you have to do. And so it made me this person.
You said that. I'm happy you said that.
And so over the years, right, as this relationship became very toxic, towards the end, I was like, you know what's happening here? Like, these years are flying by. I really do love this person, and I really do want to be with them. I think that this is my person, but we got too much shit going on. We got to fix this. So I started going to counseling, and this is how counseling came into my life. I started going to counseling. A friend of mine's referred someone. I reached out to her, and she was perfect for me because I tried someone prior to that and there wasn't a connection. Yeah. Very important with counseling. Yeah, absolutely. I found a connection. She and I started, and me and her were locked in. And a lot of the things that she taught me and that I learned and that I was open to, and I began to open up even more, and I just started to grow and mature and become wiser, and I started seeing life from a different perspective. And then I had talks with my mother. And then it's just like, in order to get something you never had, you have to do something that you never did. You got to switch the shit up. You got to do something different, May. You can't keep doing the same thing, because this is not going to go anywhere. Or if this doesn't work, you're never going to get to your husband. And so I had to switch a lot of shit up. So now that same water that hardened that egg, that made me that boiled egg, I was like, I got to switch this, because no man wants to put up with coming home and I'm like this. And I'm aggressive and I'm upset because you don't do something instead of me taking a different approach. Now I have to, I had to switch it up.
But check this out, though. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
But you can take that same story, your story, in another woman's footsteps. She would take that to one of these groups or on these TAP and say, he doesn't know how to be a man. No. I had to teach him everything. I had to do all these things. But this is the reason why I'm telling you that these sites and these apps is damaging to a person's character, his personality, and it's whoever the fuck he's trying to be, because this woman didn't do her part and you didn't know how to do your part. You had to learn how to do your part. So it's not his fault. It's not your fault. It's both of your fault that the relationship didn't work out.
And this is what I'm saying. You can't take it to social media because you have a fault in that as well. You're not perfect. So you can't take it and drag a person because you weren't innocent in all of this. I'm sure that there are things that you did as a woman. You just have to find a way to, like I said, to navigate, take your experiences and allow that water now to soften you and become the potato where now you become softer in your demeanor. You grow into your soft girl era. You grow into that woman era where now you learn how to handle things. I can walk into a room and sit up with my head high up in the air, and I can handle things as a woman. And if it doesn't work out, I can learn to exit stage left with my dignity and be like, okay, well, that didn't work for me, but this is what I learned from it. And going forward, I'll have a better experience. And this is what these women have to learn, because that's not it.
So were you marriage material 10 years ago?
Yes. Absolutely.
Were you marriage material 20 years ago?
No.
You wasn't?
No.
So it wasn't the man's fault back then that he didn't marry you. You just wasn't ready for marriage. You didn't work on yourself enough to become a wife. So there's a lot of things, and shout out to Blake, because Blake said this on the show. He said he wants a woman not just ready to get married, but he wants a woman that is ready to become a wife. Well, it's a major difference.
Well, let me say that. I will retract that. 20 years ago, I feel like I was ready to be a wife because, again, when we spoke on that particular show and about that topic, like I mentioned to you before, I had kids young, and once my kids came into the world, I wanted to give them this lifestyle. I wanted to give them this stability. I was raised in a 2-parent household. You know what I mean? I wasn't a product of a single mother environment, and my mother was a single parent. I was raised in a household with 2 parents. My mom wasn't married to my dad. I had a stepfather, but I was still raised in a 2-parent household. And my stepfather and my biological dad actually married my stepmother, and my dad and my mother and my stepfather got married within a year apart of each other.
Wow.
So I have had the
best of
blessing of having two step parents. Until
can I say one thing? Shout out to all the stepfathers in the world. Shout you out, and stepmothers too.
God bless her soul. She just passed away.
My condolences.
2 weeks ago, but
sometimes we don't give credit when credit is due. Step parents are one of the realest people out here. Mm-hmm. They step in. The good ones. Mm-hmm. It's some ugly step parents out there.
Yeah.
But shout out to the good step parents that do the right thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Mei Ling. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I've had the blessing of having step parents and biological parents. So just with that being said, you wanna give your kids that stability in a household of having two parents and having a certain upbringing. And that's something that I set out to do. I wasn't fortunate enough to execute that plan. I still did a wonderful job with both of my boys. Mm-hmm. They're both successful young men. Mm-hmm. They're both out on their own, making their place in the world. And they're great people. I'm very happy with who I produce and I put out into the world, and I did that. So I'm super grateful for that. And not to take away from their dads. When I say single parent, meaning their fathers weren't in the household, because I had, my own relationships and things going on. So it's not to take away from the part that their dads played, but our relationships didn't work. So I moved on and tried to still produce that two-family household where you have two parents in the actual physical household for homework and just everything that entails, raising children. So yeah, 20 years ago, I was marriage material. I knew how to cook. I was very domesticated. I knew how to clean. I can lay tiles. I can iron clothes. I can stitch. I knew how to grocery shop. I knew how to take care of children. I knew how to take care of my man. I was a hard worker. So I feel like I had all the basic, essentials and then some.
Did you take advice?
That was needed.
Or did you have everything figured out?
I didn't have everything figured out. I did take advice, but I will say too, like I was a little stubborn. You could give me advice.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
doesn't necessarily say I would take it or listen or do it, but I you could talk to me.
Could you be led?
At that point?
Yes.
Yes, with the right person.
With
absolutely.
The right person.
But again, I mentioned I just felt like my relationship wasn't, I don't feel like I was like you couldn't lead me. So I just felt like I have to do the leading.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if I had the right person, which I'm sure at some point he grew into what he needed to be, but at that point we both had a lot of growing to do, and I was leading, and I needed a leader. So
right. So I came across something very interesting. They said that if you were to run into your high school sweetheart 30 years later, there's an 80% chance that you would make it work, that the relationship will rock. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know about that.
You don't know about that?
No.
Okay. So dating apps. Okay. What do you think about, well, first of all, you're removed from the whole dating apps, but, a lot of people when I was dating and whatever told me I should turn to dating apps. I never was a fan of dating apps for me personally, because I feel like I don't need a billboard to advertise who I am. And I like to meet people the old school way.
Right.
Hello, how you doing? Physical, eye contact, what's your name, et cetera, et cetera. I like it the old school way. So is some of your friends on any of these dating apps?
Absolutely.
Okay, what were some of their experiences?
They like it. I guess the thing with the dating app, it kind of broadens your search a little bit.
Okay.
Because say, for instance, if you're not somebody that really goes out to meet people, how are you going to date? You know what I mean? And so I think this kind of like broadens their the spectrum for them as far as meeting different people. Like my girlfriend, she met a few guys that live out in Long Island. Okay. So you can the good thing with that is that you can, I guess, set it up where I'm far gone from this. I'm like an old lady when it comes to this stuff because this is not my thing. But you could set it up, I guess, where you want to meet somebody in Long Island, the Bronx, wherever. You can set it up, and then it'll attract you or it'll set you up with the people that live. So she set it up the way she wanted to, and she's met, a few gentlemen that live out in Long Island, nice homes. Some of them are divorced, retired, and they're just looking for someone to travel the world with and just have a good time and enjoy their company. So far, I mean, it's working. Every match is not a match made in heaven. I mean, you don't run off and get married, but I guess it's just, to kind of get to know one another and see what each other has going on and see if there's possibly any compatibility. Like, I don't know. I mean, it works for them. Some people say that they like it. Some people are very what's the word I'm looking for? They're leery when it comes to it because there's so many
crazy people out there.
Yeah, there's so many. Crowd was looking for a different word.
It's
but
all right.
It's so many people out there like weirdos, and so you don't know what you're getting on social media. Like you may have somebody crazy going in and create a profile, and then it's so much going on in the world. So I'm very skeptical when it comes to things of that sort. But it works for some of them,
Yeah. So
I would just say get a gun.
Get a gun
and take that shit with you when you go on a date. If the motherfucker try to get stupid, you gotta handle your business, But nah, I'm joking.
Everybody's not as gangster as Miss Mei Ling.
Not necessarily
she's a pretty ass gangster, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know right now.
You gotta protect yourself. A lot of guys out here see that pretty woman and they feel like they're gonna take advantage. Nah, you're not gonna take advantage because you don't know what kind of skills and qualities I may have. So
Like you sound like the dude from Taken. I have a really unique skill set.
That's right. That's right.
But so on the last episode, I think we spoke about first dates. It was either vibes or checklists, right? And you said vibes. So this goes back to the whole, are we dating the same man or the T app? Because a lot of women feel like they're being ghosted after the first dates. Listen, if the vibe is not vibing,
just say that.
If the checklist is not checking, I don't need to see you again.
No, I would just say that, like, listen, Mr. Gray, you know what? Thank you for a wonderful evening. I had a great time. It was nice talking with you, but I just don't think that this is something that's going to work out for me,
And I'll be okay
I think
with
that you're a great person, but this is just really not my thing. And that's it.
But it's a lot of women. Let me tell you this. Put you on the game a little bit. Right?
Put me on.
I'm going to put you in the game.
Put me on, please.
There's a lot of women that use this dating app to get free food, free dates, free Zells, free Cash Apps. It's a business for a lot of these women. So they weekend, they accept 3 dates, they eating free. Speaking of that, it was a woman that was I think she was in the UK, and she admitted that she used a dating app for places to stay because she was homeless.
Wow.
So she would go on this app, accept the dates because she needed a place to stay that night.
It's rough out there.
Y'all women.
It's rough out there.
Y'all women.
Listen.
A man can't, if a man falls short on his rent, his list is short.
No, there's men out there. There's men out there that do that too.
For short on their rent, they got a list of people they can call to get it done. So don't get me started.
There's men out there that do that too. I've seen women get bamboozled because they were sending this fine brother showing his abs and his body, and they're sending him money and sending him money and sending him money. And
what I learned.
So there are men out there that are gigolos. And they feed off of how do you call it? Women that have low self-esteem and things of that sort. And they rob them too. I see it happen all the time. I see it on talk shows. I see a lot of that as well. There are gigolos out there, so don't take away from the men to try to put it off all on the men. Put it off on the ladies. The men do it as well too. There are a lot of men gigolos. I know one off the top of my head right now, but I can't say his name.
Really?
I know one right now. So yes, y'all do it.
And he's about that life?
When I speak from experience. I'm not talking just off of percentages or whatever the case may be or what you see on social media. I'm speaking because this is what I know.
So let's check this out. Any gigolos, I want to have a conversation with y'all. So
I don't think you want to talk to this man.
Listen, I want to have a conversation with y'all. I want to know what the blueprint is. I want to know what the setup is. I want to know what the follow-up is. I want to know everything. But speaking of like failed relationships, we want to touch on some celebrity relationships right now.
Okay.
So this whole Cardi B and Stephon Diggs situation has been coming across my timeline a lot. And after the Super Bowl, because apparently his baby mother was on the field rooting for him during Super Bowl, Cardi B didn't really like it too tough. There was a letter that was supposedly been posted from Stephon saying that, listen, you knew what it was before you got here. So when a man is being transparent in the beginning of the relationships, my question to you is, one, why do women feel like they can change that? So if a man goes in a relationship like, yo, listen, with honesty, I'm dealing with multiple women. I come in the game like, I'm going to be the best version of a woman that this man can have. And he's still like, all right, you can be that, but I'm still going to have that. I want transparency. So when a man is transparent, why y'all can't handle that?
I think, I can't really speak from their standpoint because I don't really know what was discussed between them two. I don't know if, he told her, like, this is what I have going on, and she said, okay, I'm gonna ride with it, or if she just thought, I'm Cardi B, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna be the head boss bitch or the big boss baby mama or whatever the case may be, and the rest of them gonna bow down. Like, I don't know. And then maybe it was too much for her the day of the game. And then I think a little bit more played into that. I think one of the females that he was dealing with was this who Offset was cheating on her with. So I think like it was more going on there as well. Like that kind of raised a lot of emotions. Like this chick was cheating. My husband was cheating on me with this chick, and now you what's happening here? So I think it was a little bit more going on. Overall, that was a lot to take on, and then to have a baby, like that was just a lot going on. I think I kind of would have ducked and dodged that, but to each his own. But as far as women are concerned, I think that for some women, can't speak for all, I think for some women, I think that they think that they're gonna be the ones to change things.
That's the problem.
I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna be the one to change this dynamic. I'm gonna be different. So,
that's where I go wrong. That's where I go wrong, because it's just like when you walk into a relationship, you're going into a relationship, a man can make it very, very, very fucking clear.
Yes.
I don't want any more children.
Yes.
Okay. I get in the relationship goes further. Now all of a sudden you're saying that you want kids.
That? Yeah.
Now you want kids. When I told you 6 years ago I didn't want any children.
Right.
And I think that's the problem in a lot of relationships. Absolutely. Is that people go into these relationships thinking that they can change the people.
Right.
You can't.
I have to agree with you on that, because you can't change. You can't. A person has to change. If they want to change, then they'll change. But you can't change a person, no matter what you do.
No matter how hard you try.
And I mean, there are, let me say this, there are certain situations where I have seen, it's rare, but I have seen certain situations, because remember, I'm always the logic person. I've seen situations where a man may have said to a female, like, I don't want any more kids. But now it's like 5 or 6, 7 years down the line, you may have married her, she don't have any kids, she's dealing with yours, you have the home, you have the family, she's such a good woman and a good wife to you. It's just like, damn, I feel like I'm robbing her because she's only not having kids because I said I didn't want to, and I feel like maybe I could give her one.
So you're telling me
I've seen a man turn around and say, you know what, we can have a kid.
Compromise.
Right.
I heard that men don't compromise.
Some do, yes.
Okay. I just want to make it clear.
I mean, listen.
I just want to make it clear.
I kind of hate this men-woman thing,
okay,
right? Because we're all human beings and we're all people and we all have emotions. I know men and women, what separates us are our chromosomes, and we have different thought processes and things like that according to our sexes or whatever the case may be. But when it comes down to the basics and the logics of a relationships, like, we're human. So yes, people do lie, people do cheat, people do steal, people do compromise. People do feel like
people
feel like they can change things. This is people in general, because we all do these things. Men snoop, women snoop. Men cheat, women cheat. We all do the same shit.
Thank you for being honest.
And it's just is what it is. It just depends on a person in a relationship. There may be studies where one sex may do it a little or does it more than the other, but we all do the same shit because we're human beings. We're people. Right. We make mistakes. We fuck up. We grow from it. You know what I'm saying? We learn. Some don't, some do.
So it just is what it is. Non-disclosure agreements. Mm-hmm. I think in today's world, going into a relationship, you got to sign a non-disclosure agreement.
Is that realistic?
I think it's real. A lot of people don't look at it from, listen, I'm not a celebrity, I'm not wealthy, I'm not this. Why do I care if this person's going to sign a non-disclosure agreement? From my experiences, I think I need to have starting people to sign non-disclosure agreements because I just feel like everything is not meant to be put on the internet. Mm-hmm. Right? Everything that is shared, everything that is done or not done. That, granted, if there's anything illegal, like if somebody was being abusive, and by all means, right? Mm-hmm. But just because you had a bad experience or whatever the case may be, because like I explained to you before, the woman becomes the homie, the lover, the friend, the best friend, the confidant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know everything. Mm-hmm. When everything is done, yeah, use that information and weaponize it against him. So I think people should probably start signing these non-disclosure agreements.
So that kind of goes into my next, what I was going to ask you as far as reputation risk, right?
Yeah.
Screenshots and things of that sort.
Yeah.
So speaking of like the non-disclosures, what about when you have a man, right? And they always asking for nudes. You want a naked picture, you want pictures of the breast, you want pictures of this, you want a video of that, or you want to video us having a session or whatever the case may be. What happens now when we're not together? Because a lot of guys go forward now and they're sending the pictures or the nudes or the videos to their mans or they posting them online. So what happens with that now?
See, but y'all protected by that because I think it's called revenge porn.
But my thing is, who's to prove? If you send it to somebody and it gets posted anonymously, who's to say that I know that I sent it to you, but I can't prove that you posted it because it's anonymous the way it got online?
It was just you and me in the room. Who else did the shit?
I'm not talking about the videos. I send you naked pictures of myself and you post them online, or you have somebody else do it anonymously. Now what?
I never did anything like that.
Now how am I protected? I sent you pictures of me and now they're online because you scorned and you in your feelings or you want to be vindictive. Yeah. And now you post. See how it goes both ways? So it's not just the females. Men do they little shit too. And this is other things I've seen happen. Pictures anonymously or appear online all of a sudden now. Your naked pictures. What part of the game is that?
I don't play that game.
Oh, now we don't play the game.
I don't play that game.
I didn't say you, but I'm talking about your fellow men that you keep.
But yeah, y'all the screenshot queens of
I'm not
this
talking
game.
about screenshot. I'm talking about somebody's naked. I'm talking about somebody's naked body that they trusted you with their pictures.
I'm not commenting on that.
And you sent it online. I'm not saying you. We're talking hypothetically. Remember?
Right. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
But who? Yeah, screenshots. That's your thing.
Okay.
A screenshot. Send it to the group chat.
Yes. Okay. A screenshot.
Shout out to Lady London. She said that in one of her songs. Okay. Like, I'm gonna screenshot and send it right to the group chat. What y'all think about this? Okay. So, what about celebrities? Do you feel like they should have non-disclosure agreements? I think, listen, check this out. Every last one of y'all celebrities should have a non-disclosure agreement. Look how messy things become when we break up. All these public relationships, all these things going on, the breakup is always ugly. Always ugly. So have these non-disclosure agreements, make that person shut the fuck up, keep our business between the two of us, and you move on. You keep your head up and you move on. Speaking of celebrity relationships, Mei Ling, Tia Mowry posted online. Mm-hmm. It was a little sub that she found new love. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a picture of my man. It was 4 feet in the sand. And it was a man's set of feet and it was a woman's set of feet. Mm-hmm. That I respect. Mm-hmm. She's not running to, this is who I'm dealing with or whatever. I love celebrities that keep their relationships private.
But then some people feel like, why do you need to post anything? Just enjoy it. Why do you need to post it? Just enjoy it.
She spoke publicly about her breakups and stuff like that in the past, right? So now she's showing like, oh, I'm back. I'm here. But everything is not meant to be for social media. That I agree.
So I just kind of think with that whole situation for her, right? I think that sometimes when people are married and they live in the public eye and people know of the marriage, when it kind of, starts to go as separate ways or whatever the case may be. I think that people just feel like, listen, in case I start dating or in case this or whatever the case may be, let's just, let it be known that we are no longer, because people begin to live their lives. And then if you don't make it public, then people start to speculate and make up rumors and you're cheating and this and that. So I think maybe that's kind of why I agree, but I think that's kind of why maybe it's kind of put out there, like people just let it be known like a marriage, like that's different. If you've been in a public eye, you've been married for so many years and you decide to go separate, I don't think the public doesn't have to know, but I think maybe this is just why people do it, to just kind of set the tone, like, we're no longer together. So
I don't care about any of that. I feel like I don't have to explain.
I feel like Jay-Z,
social media.
If it wasn't for these pictures, they wouldn't see me at all at the end of the day. Like, so.
And you're a very private person.
I just feel like what I do in my personal life is just my business. I don't feel like I have to go public and tell anybody anything. I just do what I do and I just move in silence. Somebody who I respect as far as their lifestyle goes, and to be honest, I've never even really seen her children.
Who's
Khalees. Khalees never posts. She posts about her business. She posts about what she's doing in Africa, how she's building, how she's farming out there. She posts about her website, her cookbooks, her products, which, by the way, I just ordered her Bountiful Skin Care cream. Her skin looks wonderful. She looks great, but she never posts her children. They're not on her page. She doesn't post her relationship. She doesn't talk about what's going on in her personal life because it's none of nobody's business. I post the necessary things. And so I love how she moves and what she posts, how she not monetizes, but monitors, I'm saying, what goes on her page. Like this. So I think, I like the way she moves. And when you look on her page and you don't what?
Khalees' body is looking sick out here in these streets.
And it's all natural.
She is,
she's Khalees
phenomenal.
Is aging
Khalees.
Backwards.
She looks.
Her skin looks great. Her body looks great. She just overall looks great. She's flourishing. She's living life. She's happy. Her life is private. Her children are private. I'm probably sure they're in great health and they're happy. And like I said, I know that she's been back and forth to Africa. She's got a lot going on out there. If you check out her page, she's building out there. She's farming. Like, they have a lot going on. She's buying lands and property. She's been all over, just touring different parts of the continent. So I mean,
Khalees.
Calm down, Mr. Gray.
What's up, baby?
Calm down, Mr. Gray. Okay.
How did you get that all in them jeans, baby girl?
Mercy.
She's looking amazing.
Moving along in today's.
But the moral of the story is, listen. I mean, keep your relationship private. Everything is not meant to be on social media. If a breakup is a breakup, move on. Keep your head up. Everything is not meant to be posted.
No.
And before we close it out, you have any advice for the women that is running to these groups and going to these T apps and looking for advice for a man that they just met?
Stay away from the apps. Just let everything happen organically.
Yeah.
Just keep your eyes and ears open. And just, I'm not saying look for red flags to look for the negative, but I just say keep your antennas up. So that way, if there is a red flag, you'll notice it, you know what I'm saying? And then you can kind of just use discernment as you're moving forward with this person, but let it happen organically, get to know them, because someone else's situation doesn't necessarily have to be your situation. Everybody is different with different people. So you have to see how that works out for you, and like I said, just keep your eyes and ears open, use discernment, don't move too fast, let things happen, because everything will eventually begin to reveal itself in time. You just have to give it the time to allow it to pan out.
And I got some advice for the fellas. Don't give a fuck. Don't care. You know what I mean? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to release some shirts and some hats that say, I'm on a T-app. I was posted in, are we dating the same man? Because at this point, what can you do? Opinions is like assholes. Right. Everybody has them.
I just wouldn't pay it any mind. I wouldn't care. That's
I got you, fellas. We on this.
Like I said, there's no way of telling who was the
wrongdoer.
Right. In the relationship.
Is
like
that a
I
word?
said, everybody. Well, we're gonna make it a word.
Wrongdoer.
LOL wasn't in the thing, and it's in Google now. You can say whatever.
Wrongdoer.
We making up our own words and shit on here.
Fuck that.
But
yeah.
But yeah, it's no telling who was wrong, you know, or who was right. If anything, you know, like I said, both parties played their part. It didn't work out. Let's just call it mutual. And
that's it. 3 sides of a story. Mm-hmm. Your story, her story, and the fucking truth. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to Where We Sit the Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gray.
And I'm Mei Ling.
And we appreciate all the support, all the likes, shares, comments, supports. We appreciate it. We see everything. Thank you guys from the bottom of our heart. We greatly appreciate it.
Definitely.
And to the next one. Peace.
Later.